Welcome, welcome, welcome. Apologize for being late. I logged on, but then I didn't see myself, so I had to log back off and come back online. So forgive me for being a few minutes late. Let me make a suggestion. Okay. Make sure I see what I'm looking at. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. I'm returning. I did a lot of series of messages in the early this year, and I dropped off and didn't doing much anymore. I was talking to a female the other day, and we had a discussion about various things, and she shared with me about how she don't like to see men wearing their trousers below their waist, and then she gave a title, "Sisters Need to Tell the Young Men It's Time to Pull It Up." And when she said that, I remember that I had did a message called "Saggy Pants," and I told her that. I don't know if she forgot about it or watched it or add this particular topic. So I decided to do another topic on this particular subject. As I thought about it, and I said, what can I say other than what I said already? Maybe other people have not heard what I have shared in the past, or they just don't remember, or need a refresher. But I feel that it can be said again. It's a topic that can push some buttons. I learned that when I share different particular subject matters, some people take offense to it, even though I'm telling them the truth. And when you being a black person, when you share things about your life or other black individuals or things you see, people take offense to it. They don't really like to hear. They say you talking or speaking against your own people. But it's not about speaking against your own people. It's about telling the truth. I'm quite sure in slavery days that those black leaders of the past, when they saw injustice among the races or being oppressed by other races, they decided to speak up, to say something about what they was going through, to blaze the trail for other people to go through, for other people to see what they have gone through, so we can learn from the past and don't repeat the past and continue to move forward to better ourselves. And in today's time, we have those who say they speak for us, but do they really speak for us? Or do they sit back and wonder how can they take advantage of us? Either race. And then when you speak up, if we don't speak up for ourselves as an individual or as a group, or we see injustice around the country, if we do not speak up, who will speak up for us? And when you do tell the truth about self, other people will take offense to it. Other races will not like it. They receive it as being not one of us anymore, or Oreo, or whatever word they want to use to define us at that particular time. And so I thought about it, and I said, okay, I'm going to do, her title was Speak Up. Speak up. What does it mean to speak up? It means to express, to speak up for the truth, speak up for justice. A female, or any female, any race should not be afraid of speaking up about any issue that concerns them. They should not be afraid to even share how they feel. When I was young growing up, I did not see men wearing pants, us teenagers wearing pants below our waist. Matter of fact, we didn't leave our house without our pants pulled up with a belt to keep our trousers above our waist. My mother and other parents did not let their children leave the house with their pants pulled up. And the thought just came to me, when we hear things that we do not like, we tend to shut it out. We tend to say, who are you to tell me what to do? I'm quite sure you have children or been a child. You have been a child that your parents tell you what to do. If we live in a world where people can't not express how they feel about an issue without being called a racist or not one of us or something of effect to offend each other, then everyone be doing what they want, doing what's right in their own eyes. There'd be no right and no wrong. And when you say it's right, they say it's wrong. So individual must speak up to say, to speak, to say what bothered them. And so I thought about it, and I decided to take it from there and share what she said. So I never saw kids growing up my age wear pants. Now I've seen men wearing their trousers below their waist. It's a cool thing. They say they're representing what? Some know the history, some don't know the history pertaining to the saggy pants. I've gone into malls and shopping stores and driving down the street and seeing men walking through the mall with their trousers below their waist. One hand is holding the pants up, or they're walking left, right, not a normal walking pattern. Do they not know when they get older, they may find it hard to even walk normally. They may not even consider that. Then I saw one time a nice looking young female walking with another young black male. He was matching shoes, shirt, and pants. And I didn't know they had designer underwears, and his underwear matches shoes, his whole outfit. And it was real low. I mean, low below his cheek. And he's walking with his hand, holding it up, walking straddle with a female. And I guess he felt he was representing, he was cool. Maybe the female was afraid to speak up because of what he's doing for her. She don't want to offend him. She may say that he's a man, he's grown, he ought to know he should not be doing it. So she tolerates it. But when she tolerates walking with a man or being in the presence of a man with his trousers down, what does that say about her? It defines that she, in a way, agrees with it. Do parents let their children leave the house with their trousers below their waist? Or even if their child wear their trousers normally when they leave the house, do they drop them low when they go out among their friends? And I'm sure that is done. To those who know about the history about sagging pants and those who do not know, those who got a vague idea, those who don't know, I'm going to give you a little bit of history. But I will say this. I had an opportunity to work in a maximum security prison, close to about a year and a half, 12-hour shifts. And I did notice men will walk around with their pants. Some of them will have two pairs of pants. One pants will be wear kind of normal, and the other pants will be way below their waist. And then I discovered and found out what was the reason for it. And it was a thing that they belonged to another male. So when they had their pants below their waist, that means that they belong to someone else, or they were advertising that they are available for other men. And those who have never been in prison or women who have never heard of this actually goes on. Your boyfriend or your husband can be in prison doing time. It's not a matter of right or wrong. I'm not coming in that perspective, but some do engage in sexual activity with another man. Some men will sell themselves for cookies and drinks and whatever because their partners and homies and people who hang out with them in the past is not visiting them, not sending them money, so they have no support. They have no family support outside of the prison. So they have to get their support somewhere in the prison from other inmates who family members or gang members are supplying them with money, sending money in the mail that put on their account to allow them to buy things from the little store, require selective items that they have to purchase. So they do sell themselves for that particular reason. And whether it's right or wrong in the eyes of some, but that's how some of them do to survive. But on the outside, when a young man and a male is walking down the street with his pants below his waist, and I remember watching a video was done in prison with something like Scared Straight, where the inmates were telling these young men and women that, they think it's cool, they think they're representing, they think it's whatever, but they giving a message to other people that it's easy access, that they belong to another. They want to belong to another, because when you have your pants below your waist, someone can just walk down and stick their hand down your pants. And then what you going to do? Get mad and say, oh, you shouldn't have done that to me because I'm not like that. When we dress a certain way, we send a message to people. We send a message to people. And then other people would think that every black male at some time or another or will begin to wear his pants below his waist, and it's called sagging. So I remember, let me see, I had notes. And just my notes say, when any male decides to sag, what message is he sending? Is he representing, or what is he representing? Is he following the fad? Well, eventually, if he's following the fad, will he eventually wear a dress? You may laugh. You didn't think a man would be wearing his pants below his waist now. So who to say a man would not wear a dress if it become acceptable, or even not even wear trousers at all? Are they female? Are they telling the female? Are they telling their partner, their husband, their wife or girlfriend, when she goes out with them with their pants below their waist and they're showing their underwear, is he telling his partner that he go both ways? He like men and women, because he's sagging. He's sending a message to other men. Other men don't know that man. So when another man who engaged in that type of activity walk by and see another man with his pants below his waist, he gonna automatically assume that he go both ways. And the person can say, well, that's not me. I'm representing, I'm following the fad, I'm following the musician, I'm following my favorite actors, I'm following my favorite singer, musical group, I'm whoever. They're telling their loved one in their life, they go both ways. So that's why they sag. One may say, Anthony, who are you to tell me what to do? I have no power to tell you what not to do. I'm just simply educating you to show you history, to reveal to you, when you sag, what message are you sending? And prior to this message, I was going to eat some dinner. And when I went to the restaurant, it was crowded. So as I put my name on the waiting list, and they give me a little handheld device, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And then this couple walked in as I was standing by the door. Very nice, maybe both about 6 feet. Very nice, attractive, light-skinned black female with a brother, same height. They was matching the same clothing color. He had the dreadlock, he had it up in the air and the shade around the top. And what caught my attention, his pants were below his waist, and you could see his rear end. In a public place, standing in line, waiting to be seated or checking in at the front desk. And I thought about it, I said, wow, in an hour from now, I'll be giving this message about females should tell these men to pull up their pants. She's a nice looking young woman walking into the restaurant, and her man, or husband or boyfriend, has his pants below his waist. Real below his waist. I remember on my birthday, I went into another restaurant, and this gentleman had his pants below his waist, below his cheekbone, and I didn't see the front, but when I look at it, it bothers me. I don't say anything. It's been times I've asked young men, why do they wear it? And they say, yeah, I know the history, but that's not me. I'm representing, I'm doing it to fit in. Or some don't even know why they're doing it. They're just following the crowd. You might see a group of black individuals together. Even I've seen white individuals together wearing their pants below their waist. So one can say blacks does it more than whites, or vice versa, but it's still sagging pants. And what is the history behind sagging pants? And then when I saw it, I said, wow, the message that I'm bringing forth tonight prelude this behavior. So I picked the right message after listening to the friend girl who shared with me that I should tell, that young women should tell these young men to pull up their pants. And I'm quite sure when he walked through the restaurant to be seated, there'll be no doubt that other people will see him walking with his pants below his waist, seeing the color underwear he have on. And what does that say about the young man? As I'm criticizing him, I'm judging him, I'm not even doing none of those. I'm just pointing out a behavior that was never been a part of the Black history way back in the day in the 60s and 70s and 80s. It just came into being, I think, in the 90s or 20s, and it has a history behind it. Should we follow every fad? Should we follow every fad? I have a thing about when women wear short dresses. In old days, I didn't really care. So I have this thing, I call it the quarter test. So when my daughters would dress up, I say, we're going to do the quarter test. What's that, Dad? I said, I'm going to throw a quarter on the ground. If you bend down with your knees, or you squat, or you bend down normal with your knees, if your dress rise up that someone can see the cheek of your underwears or the seam of your underwear, you need to take that dress off. And they laugh. I've seen people that walk through the malls or in the city streets that are wearing dresses. Every time they move their thighs, the dress will rise up, and you actually see the base of their panties. Is that good? No, it's not good, because they're sending a message to someone who may be riding and walking the street that may be an easy catch, or someone that they may watch for a few days, and they can cause harm on themselves by being attacked or being raped. When young women are dressed inappropriately, that's their choice. But they must understand the choice that they make when they dress a certain way. They can be a potential victim. When a man dresses a certain way with his pants below his waist, he too can be a potential victim, just like a woman. So they must always be mindful that our behavior defines who we are. And then I remember that, so when I saw that in the restaurant moments ago, I said, wow, did she tell that man that before I go with you to this restaurant, or before you leave the house, if they're living together, or he pick her up, that he must pull up his pants, because this says a lot about her. Is he ought to respect her to pull up his trousers when he go in a public place instead of showing his underwear. She ought to respect herself by simply saying, baby, please pull up your trousers, because it's not appropriate to go out in public like that, because there's a message behind sagging of the pants, whether she know it or not. She may refuse to. She may not want to cause an argument. She may have to discuss it with him. She may ignore it. She may hope that he changes his mind one day. But still, in that kind of relationship, you have to have respect. She have to have respect for herself, and he have to have respect for himself. And then I remember that when I had first posted and talked about sagging pants, someone sent me something on Facebook, and I read it says sagging started in slavery, when the homosexual slave master will rape a young black slave. It is called buck breaking. So they made you wear your pants below your waist, so the other homo slave owners would know you have already been broken. And we didn't have to, and we didn't have underwear so you can bear your blank hung out. So other slave owners, they will bring the slave out. Pretend you have a family gathering. There's a tree stump in the middle of the gathering. They bring the slave out, made him stand up on the stump with no trousers, and different ones, the slave owners that own the slave, or even other slave owners, will rape this black male, and then they will make him wear his pants with no pants. And they're called breaking the buck. And he will be revealed as one wearing his trousers below his waist, will indicate to others that he has been break by his slave. So I found an article that says sagging pants, its origin is worse than you think. You can Google it. Sagging pants, its origin is worse than you think. So I highlighted a few things. It's all about hip hop culture. The people glorify the industry choice of trends that are often seen in music videos. That is true. Even though sagging was fast seen in prison, after some time it was adopted by young African youths outside the prison corridors. Those who claim sagging trousers come from prison argue that those who did so were simply sending a message to fellow inmates that they were okay with homosexual relationship. Another prison story, a prisoner will claim another inmate by having him wear his pants down low for easy access. A prisoner will claim another inmate by having him wear his pants down low for easy access, and to show that the inmate belonged to him as his property, although some disagree with that theory. Breaking the buck, which I just described, it was a process which the slave master punished slaves who were thought as renegades. The slave would be beaten in front of the slave congregation, forced to stand on top of the stump, like I said, with his breeches completely removed, exposed to the entire gathering. He was sodomized by his master and his guests, and that the slave would be forced to wear his trousers sagging as a testimony that he was broken. Today we see some people wearing sagging pants. Some just do it because they think it's cool. For others, they think they're simply following some kind of favorite celebrity figures. Unfortunately, these young men have no idea about the narrow history of sagging pants, where others, we tell them it doesn't stop them from making cash money. Then I found another article that said Men Without Pants, Masculinity and Enslavement. The notes I came say, by forcing the young African boys and men to wear dress-like skirts, the owner of Flash attempt to feminize and humiliate the enslaved males on a daily basis. Countless owners commented time and again in their diaries and letters about supposedly highly sexual young men where emasculation and enslaved must be allowed. The slave must have allowed slavery on some type of let me say that when a slave was on the plantation, pretending or acting rough and tough, the slave owner will make him wear a dress to emasculate him, to demasculate him, and then show him who is boss by raping the females and withholding the pants and trousers. And you think about it, in the old slavery days, in the movies that you and I probably have seen, they do show where the slave will wear some type of dress down to his knees or ankles, and it's said that they have no underwear beneath them. They might give them a few clothing when depending on the weather. So see, that behavior is going on. And then even some black male was forced to wear their trousers below their waist, even when they're in their 20s and teen age. So there's a history behind wearing the pants below your waist. You may think it does not apply to you. You don't do it. You're not about all that. It's the other person, because you know who you are. All that may be well and good, but you must also bear in mind that you have other males are looking at you that don't even know who you are, don't even know nothing about you, that have came from the prison industry, that have been in prison for a long time, that may have engaged in that type of behavior. When you are nice, attractive, light-skinned or whatever young male walking around the street with your trousers below your waist, you can be sure that somebody may approach you and think you go both ways. And what are you going to do? Like this young man told me, I will fight them. Then why you want to have to fight them? Why you should just pull up your trousers? We see it every day. And one may laugh and say, okay, look at Google it. You see many black and white actors play female roles because they got the part, and they may say they paid the bill and they got money. But what message is it sending? We as a race of people should not follow a fad because other people are doing it, because it's like you said, the slave owners, the slave masters force the young black males to wear their trousers below their waist to signify that they have been bucked by their slave master. Then the black male of today is actually doing something that the white slave owners don't have. The white people of today don't even have to force them to do it with whip or punishment or death or pain or suffering or whatever. They just willingly go into the store, buy their matching underwear, buy their particular clothing. They walk out of the house with their pants below their waist. I even saw a young man had his pants below his waist that you could actually see his crouch, his private part up front. If he had it positioned a certain way, he had tight underwear, I don't know, but you could actually see the imprint of his private part in his underwear, because his trouser was low below his private part, and you could actually see it. I've seen it recently, a few days ago, where people, males, are wearing their trousers in such a manner that they have even, it's like they're testing, like, I'm a man. You don't tell me how to do. I'm a man. I can dress the way I want to dress because that's me. I'm sending, what message are you sending? So when this female was telling me that women, if a lot of females will begin to speak up and say, baby, I love you, I care about you, but you need to pull up your pants. I cannot date you. Even if they meet a man for the first time and they like that man, a telltale sign should be how he think if he comes on a date or he comes and meet her and she see that his pants is below his waist. She needed to think a second thought before she began to date him, because he exposing himself privately, his pride and his rear end out for the general public when she's in the presence of him. He's sending a message that he don't respect her, and she's sending a message that she don't respect herself because she's not speaking up and saying, baby, you need to pull your pants up. And then I thought about it before I came on. Men need to pull their pants up, and females need to drop their dress below. Drop their dress low. I'm not talking about below the knees. I'm saying dress appropriately, that when you drop a quarter, when you drop a coin and you reach down and pick it up, no one will be able to see what kind of underwear, if you have them on, to be able to determine, how you're dressing. So it go both ways. Females need to begin to call men. If a lot of females begin, not saying they're not doing it, a lot of females need to begin to tell these young men who they're dating, who they're involved with, even a husband. You see older guys pretending to be young now and dressing like the young fellow. They're wearing, buying the big pants, and they too have their pants below their waist. They may have a big shirt on, but you can tell when a man have his pants below his waist. When you're getting out of the car, you're bending over, or you constantly pulling them up. They're not dressed appropriate in this time and day. Some are and some are not. In the school system, in the college, in the mall, in the personal life, in your private life, going to and from home, you should be able to, you will see the mindset of that man, and you'll see the mindset of that woman. So women, begin to tell these young men who you're dating, begin to tell your husband, you need to pull your pants up. And if your dress is low, that you cannot pick up a quarter without exposing your underwears that's matching your shoes or socks or whatever, then you need to pull them down so you can have two meshes. Pull them up, brothers. Pull them down, sisters. Pull them up, pull them down. You decide. I can't make you do nothing. I'm only giving you message. I'm only educating you about things. Because if I don't say it, somebody else may will, somebody else may, and somebody may not. Think about history as I start off in this message. Black individuals of the past saw a problem, and they spoke up against it, even faced threats from the different races, even face threats from their own race. To say that when a black person speak the truth about black individual behavior, that it is welcomed by other blacks, you deceiving yourself. You'll be hated, you'll be not liked, you'll be called names, you'll be called a sellout, you'll be called whatever name you can think of that has been used in the past. We need to get beyond that. So I thank those who listen to this message, or will listen to it. I will, when I do a message like I'm doing now, I will broadcast. I'm introducing that I'm back with Hidden Tears, but I'll be mostly broadcasting live or uploading video on YouTube. When you go to YouTube, I watched my YouTube channel today, and I see I had like 1,000 or something where people have viewed a video, but then I have 8 subscribers, so that's kind of off balance. So if you go, when you do go to the Hidden Tears of a Black Male, please hit the subscribe button in the right-hand corner. That simply indicates that when I do come on or post a video or live, you will get a message indicating that, hey, He Still Speaks is now on, and you can view the message later. Share it with your friends and family members. Allow them to hear what you have heard. Share it with people that you want them to hear, and share it with individuals that you want to know what you have heard. You may be thinking the same thing I'm thinking now, but you did not know how to say it or are afraid to say it. But just share it with someone else and let them hear what you are hearing, and they can say, wow, I never thought of it. I didn't know the history. There's no excuse. There's no justification for a man to wear, or a woman to wear her dress in such an appropriate way that men will see her underwear. There's no justification that a man should wear his trousers below his waist, even if he wears matching underwear underwear that match his whole outfit, he exposing himself in the public in front of his wife or girlfriend. There's no one can justify that. No one can tell me it's okay, it's cool. It may be okay and cool and acceptable with society, but it doesn't make it right, because you making yourself, you emasculating yourself, you choosing to be this way. It's like you self-bucking yourself. It's like you self-bucking yourself. It's like you self-emasculating yourself without someone whipping you with threats to kill you, to harm you. And when the women do not speak up, a lot of things that black men, young and old, do, they would not be doing it with one woman and go to the next woman, to the next woman, and the next woman. If a woman begin to speak up, a woman, black male or female, need to speak up. Don't tolerate the behavior that comes from the black males that don't want anything in their life. Why are you with someone because of the money he's bringing, the money he gives you, or the sex you may think is good, but yet he goes to another, yet he get mad with you when he discovers you talking to someone else. He might want to beat you, he might want to kill you, he might want to harm you in such a way. You don't need to be involved in a relationship with that. If he hits you first, then that's a sign he will hit you again. If he threatens you, he's going to threaten you again. So women need to wake up, not only to wake up to tell the men not to wear their pants below their waist, but women, all women of any race, they need to begin to speak up against any behavior from a man that's not godly or not morally correct, and say, I'm not a part of this. I don't be a part of this. I don't want this drama. I know you got the baby mama drama, but I don't have a drama between me and you, because I feel that you must respect me enough that when we go out in public, when we holding hands, or we going to move, and we going to eat dinner, that we don't draw our attention because you wearing pants below your waist where everyone can see your matching underwear, matching underfit, and I should not go out in public disrespecting you with my dress so low that other brother will see. Because you know, if I sit down, a woman sit down with a short dress at a dinner table and she's out on the edge and she have to get up and go to the bathroom, or she have to sit down, I'm quite sure her body parts will be exposed, for some man may be looking that way, or even some women may be looking that way. You have to protect yourself even from women and men of all races, because you don't know who you out there with the public. Don't send a message to other people that you don't respect yourself. Pull them up, women, men. Pull them down, sisters. Thank you all for watching this video. Like I said, subscribe and like and make a comment. Any other message that follow along that I'll be broadcasting in the future will follow YouTube. I'll just put a simple Facebook indicator that I have a message on YouTube. I'm an author of 9 books, and if you like any of my books, you can also text me on Facebook, or you can email me at TODANOW_33437 at yahoo.com. TODANOW_33437 at yahoo.com. If you have any questions or any comment, or you would like me to discuss a particular topic that you are afraid of, or you know about, that you want someone to speak because you feel that you're not capable of speaking, you can also email me and put the topic in there, and I'll research it. So the title of the books that I have wrote so far is He Still Speaks, a compilation of parables. Lord, teach me how to pray through the mind of Christ. Thug Desire, Sexual Dating Consequences, Relationship Consequences, The Seed of Zeus, You Always Have Snakes in Your Head, From Knives of a Cop, Black Lives Matter, You Need a Deliverer, Escape from the Plantation, and The Hidden Tears of a Black Male. That's 9, but if I was to have the time and put everything together for my stack on my shelf, I probably have over 50 to 100 books of various titles. I'm a spontaneous writer. I write from what I see and perceive at that given time, and then I put things together. So if you like what you heard, hit me up, give me a like, comment, subscribe, share with other people. Let them hear what you say. Let your children, let your family members, your extended family members, your cousin, niece, and nephew, people that have never heard what you have heard, even if you know this stuff, begin to share it with your loved ones, those who are close to you. And if you have any comments, criticism is fine. You are entitled to your own opinion, just like I'm entitled to my own opinion. But you can't convince me and justify that it's okay for a woman to wear a dress so low that when she picks up a quarter, I call it the quarter test, and her underwear, the seam of underwear, is exposed when she walks through the street, and it keeps rising up, that she need to pull it down, then that need to become a car wash rag. The brother who wears pants below his waist need to begin to buy a belt and belt it up and wear his pants appropriately so he can show his woman, his wife, that he respect himself and respect her and he respect his children. What example do he want his child? What example, woman, do you want to show your daughter that it's appropriate for her to wear clothing? And so even the short pants that women wear now is so short, it does show a lot of cleavage below the thing. Yeah, in the back in the day, I watched it, I saw it. I didn't think nothing about it. I glooped over it. I got Google eyes. I run after it. I liked what I saw. People even told me it was wrong, but I still followed it. Even I got older, I see what they're telling me. Thank God that I'm here today to talk about it from my perspective, that those of us, yes, we've done it. And one of me say, that was in the past. That was back in your day. Maybe very well back in my day. But don't be surprised if you see men start wearing dresses openly in public because he saw his favorite singer or movie star. It's a fad. It will happen. Question when. It's happening now through the movies when they play particulars. It happens when you see people singing on the stage. So it's going to eventually creep into society. So thank you for watching this video. Again, like me, comment, subscribe, share it. Let me have more than 8 people that subscribe to this channel and yet 1,000 or so who watch the video. Don't be afraid of what other people think. Be yourself. If you enjoy what you heard, make a comment. Don't sit on the shelf and say, I watched the video, I like what I heard, but I'm not going to tell people because I don't want to lose my friends. We should not be afraid of losing friends when we speak the truth. We should not. We should speak the truth openly. Even where we are. Am I perfect? No. Have I done things wrong? Yes. Will I continue to do things? Yes. Am I aware when I do things? Yes. Am I working on areas of my life where I'm weak? Yes. Am I perfect? No. Am I complete? No. Do I have it all? No. Do I have issues? Yes. We all have issues and problems. Do you have a problem with pride? Yes. Do you have a problem with a lot of things? Yes. So I'm not perfect in no one's eyes. I'm just simply speaking what needs to be spoken. So again, listen to the video. If you like what you heard, subscribe it, share it with other people. It's not a put down, like I said when I started the message. If you watch any of my videos on the hidden tears of a black male, I always use me as an example because I'm talking about myself. It was not easy for me to express my weaknesses, but I use myself as an example of my experience to help you understand where I'm coming from. So you're not talking about the people. So when I thought about it today, I said, all of my videos that I have posted, I could post videos about what's going on. Well, I think I did a few about what's going on in society or something like that. But majority of my messages, 99% of the messages that I have brought forth does reveal self to self. I'm trying to get you to focus on you, how you can be a better person. Look at yourself. So none of my messages where I'm condemning you and saying it's you, and not me. I put myself in the bowl of stew. The bowl of stew. I call it that. I was thinking, a thought just came to me before I close. In the slavery days, I see a lot of slavery posting. People put on stuff about slavery, what was done to us by the white man. And that's good to have education about that. But give me both sides of the story, that whites did help blacks to read and to write and help them to escape. You know, blacks were hung just like, and whites were hung just like blacks. Don't give me one side of the story. Give me both, so let me decide. Let me decide. If I'm giving you one side of the story, I want to control you, and I'm making myself in a position of controlling. I'm in charge. We should not be sitting on the table. We should not be sitting behind the table looking and complaining and not doing anything. Like I said, the young black of our past saw a problem during slavery time, during the 18 and 17 and 1900s, decided to stake a sand. Martin Luther King, Sojourner Truth, Parks. Do your homework. See what these black individuals done. They saw a problem and they spoke up. We must begin to wake up while we must wake up from our lack of knowledge and understanding that we don't know everything. We don't know what we should be doing. We should not be a race of people responding on emotions and what's in it for me, what I think, what I believe. If you ever talk to anyone, I give you this test. If you talk to someone, you're going to hear what I think, what I feel, what I believe, what's in it for me, and how it benefits me. And very rare you're going to hear them saying, you know what, I did do this and that to contribute to the argument. They will tell you about what the other person have done, but not tell what they have done. They will go to people that will agree with them and not people that say what you did or what you said is wrong. So begin to think. We're here for a reason. Know your purpose. Tomorrow is not promised. 5 minutes is not promised to you. You can be getting married, enjoying sex, or what you can think is good sex, or going to the bathroom, or sleeping, or going through your daily walks in life. Every one of us have a purpose in life. Don't let no one disrespect you. Don't let a man disrespect you by wearing his trousers below his waist. And I close by saying that when I was in the restaurant, I went there yesterday, it was crowded. Couldn't get in. I went today, I couldn't get in. I kind of know I shouldn't have gone because I know by the time I get there, sit in line, get my food, I'll miss broadcasting the message. So like I said, it was meant for me to go there. Why you say that? Because it tied into the message. A nice, attractive black female, light skin, could be a model, or go close to be a model with a black man. They were dressed matching color and clothing, it was black, and he had his pants below his waist in a public place. And I said, wow, I did pick the right message for tonight. Women, that woman should have said, baby, pull your pants up. Because when you walk through this restaurant, we're going to draw the attention. And people are going to think that you don't respect me, I don't respect you. And we don't need that drama. We don't need people to think that about us. And then discuss and say, pull it up. But make sure if she's telling him to pull it up, make sure she is pulling it down. There's nothing wrong with dressing moderate. Half naked sells, half naked gets you likes, and people like you and express themselves. They like you. You got a nice shape. You got a nice body. But should a nice body define who you are? I have this old saying. I want to know the table of contents of that woman. And what is the table of contents that I say? She's a book cover, look good, but the table of contents I want to know. And what is the table of contents that I use for myself? Is how she expressed herself. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, the introduction, the preface, whatever, is how she expressed herself. Don't let anyone, women, don't let any man allow you to accept him because he look good. He got a nice car. He's good and bad at whatever you consider good and bad, and whatever he's doing. Don't let any man make you down, belittle yourself to accept him. If you did not accept a man wearing his pants below his waist back in the day, in your birthdays, years, then why are you accepting a man doing it now? Because you're lonely, you like him because he look good, what he possessed, so you tolerate his appearance, but yet in this thought, and I will close by saying this, I never thought about it. When a man is wearing his pants below his waist and he's married or he's dating a young lady, he's telling her two things. Either he's go both ways, because he can't justify wearing his pants that way, and he's telling them one of the things that he don't respect himself and then respect the woman, because he's drawing attention to the both of them. So if you like what you heard, those who will listen to it in the future, those who will get past the whatever you may consider too harsh, unfiltered, hardcore, or whatever you want to call it. I've been told I'm unadulterated, unfiltered, or whatever. I speak what they're thinking. Get beyond that and apply. So begin to share with those. No, don't share it with people that you think may like it. Share it, just share it. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. If they like it, you will know if they tell you. You may not know if they don't tell you. So begin to share. So I thank Ms. Dominique for joining. Trust that you will listen to the complete message, and I'm quite sure you'll get something out of that. You say, wow, I didn't know that. Or wow, I did know that. And you share with other people and those who will share it in the future. God willing, next Sunday, I'll pick another subject or let someone email me something and say, hey, I want you to talk about this because I'm afraid to talk about it myself. Or maybe it might be a part 2. Because when I did do this particular message, and I have another one about, I always like to seek out women advice. And lo and behold, I found a lot of females that agree with this message. They may not openly say it with friends and family members because they want to keep their friendship, but a lot of people agree with a lot of things that I say. Even when they watch it, they may not comment because they don't. If they comment on Facebook, people are going to see their comment and they're going to be worrying about, oh, you believe what he said. I didn't know you was like that. And so they watch it and don't say nothing. That's fine. But if I touch one person, I've done my job. So it's my hope and prayer that you be blessed on what you hear. Until then, God willing, I'll be back next Sunday, 8 o'clock on 84. I'm working on a couple other projects that you will love. You will like and say, Anthony, where do you get these ideas from? But it's going to be everyday stuff that you're going to relate to. One of them you're going to relate to. One of them project that I'm working on, going to touch, I say it can touch everyone in the world. Everyone in the world can be touched by this new topic, discussion that I'm bringing. You're going to be relate to, even if you don't have no knowledge, even if you don't understand, not giving away anything. If you don't understand it, it's not, you're not interested in it. It's not whatever it may be. You're going to say, wow, I never looked or perceived that I'm doing this very same thing that people are partaking of. So I didn't give it away. So thank you.